The long-awaited, anticipated Ethereum merge is around the corner. They say buy the rumor, sell the news. But what does the technical position say? What's the current psychology of the price action? Well, that's what we're going to look at with Ethereum today. So if you like today's content, like, subscribe, hit the bell notification. Let's dive straight into Ethereum. All right, so when we're looking at the price action of Ethereum, there's a few things you want to know. Markets move in fives, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and threes. This is the buying and selling behavior, and the news is baked in, including the Ethereum merge. And what we've seen happen quite nicely is this 5-wave structure over here. We've had this big move down. And the real question is, this move down, is this the end of a correction? Or is it likely to be the first leg of a correction? Well, corrections tend to end in 3 waves, but this is an impulsive wave structure, a 5-wave in itself. So that actually indicates that it's only the first leg. It's called a wave A. So we are anticipating, it have been for a while, this wave B. And it looks like we're in this range now. We did some analysis in my last video of the date. We said be aware of 2nd of September, which is today, to the 6th of this leg of the market over here, making some type of ABC type of correction. Now, this could be over. Why? Because one of the things that we can use to our leverage is something called momentum indicators. It basically measures the rate of change. And down at the bottom, what we see is a blue and a red line. It's called the stochastics RSI. I mean, it's quite reliable if you look at it. When these blue line goes below the red, it marries up pretty nicely with these tops. So it indicates to us local tops that last for a number of days, right? And then when you get pattern and price and momentum combining, you can see, okay, we're probably going to have a local top in the next today, tomorrow, thereabouts. Whether it's going to hit this 50% level or not, we don't know. But this day or so, this momentum, it tells us what a local top is likely. So what's likely to occur next? Well, before I show you, you can actually now access this exact chart and upload it into your own trading view. You can download it for free. It's in the description link below. I've got a few charts that you can just have my analysis. Bitcoin, Binance, Solana, Ethereum is now there as well. So you can get the Ethereum chart. So it's the exact chart that we have today. I've got some alerts kicking off over here. What does it say? Look for potential shorts. This is my Solana. I think I'm short on Solana already. All right, so what we're looking at over here is the last part. So I'm actually going to now clean this up, right? I'm going to clean this up. I'm going to leave this green box up here. I'm just going to clean these lines up as well. This has served its purpose. So what we're going to look at is what's likely to occur with Ethereum purely on a technical front, right? We know there's a lot of news. We know the merge is a big deal. It's long anticipated. Everyone's talking about it right now. But if we just park that for a second, which is important information, and we go, right, the psychology is reflected in the price of what we're looking at over here. If that's the case, that means the merge psychology is baked into this price. So that means this optimism in the market, this move to the upside, is taking the merge into account. This recent correction is taking the merge into account. This recent move to the upside is taking the merge into account. What's likely to occur next is a leg to the downside, which is also taking the merge into account. So now let's just do some technicals, right? Pure technicals. Forget Ethereum for a second. Let's just do pure price. So I'm just going to, this is the pattern that I'm anticipating. Yeah, it hasn't unfolded, so it's a bit of forecasting here, but I'm just going to do some Fibonacci price. I'm just going to keep it quite basic. These are most typical ratios for a correction of any type, of any coin. Typical minimum to maximum. Over here to over here. We did these the last time, but it's just now we've got more information that likely we're going to see Ethereum do a third leg into this range. Is it guaranteed? No, but momentum indicates it. I'm going to show you something else. So when you download the chart, which again is in the description link below, you'll get my 4-screen setup. And in the top left, I actually keep the weekly chart. And the weekly chart gives us some valuable information on the macro trend. So if we just zoom into the weekly chart, what do we see or what do you see? Well, something really, really clear that should be hopefully relatively obvious is the momentum. Look at the blue line below the red, blue line below the red. And then when the blue line is at the bottom, it tends to marry up with the bottom. So what does this tell us about the trend? We'll probably have sideways to down for maybe 1 or 2 more weeks. And that coincides with the merge, right? The merge between the 6th or the 10th. There's a few different dates floating about. When is it going to be complete? The 10th to the 15th. Some say 20th. There's a few different dates. There's no fixed date, but they're kind of approximating the date depending on how smoothly it goes. So it tells us we're likely to see some selling, because when a merge happens, there's a few things that can happen. There's uncertainties. A fork could happen. A mistake could happen. An error could happen, because it's merging to the beacon chain, which has been trial tested, proven, but there's still work to be done. But again, that psychology is, how is the market feeling about this? Well, according to just the price and buying and selling behavior, they are feeling nervous about it, right? Overall, the mass herd psychology. And so there's likely to be a sell-off. So anticipate, I'll tell you the price and I'll tell you the dates. The price to be aware of is a typical maximum sell-off. When I say typical, I mean most common, most frequent, this type of behavior is $1,100. $1,100 price of Ethereum. So it's probably going to go below $1,400 again. And we're talking about between the 5th to the 18th of September from a buying and selling behavior perspective. That's what we're looking at over here. Is there any other information? Well, the only other thing that I will just say over here, if I just get rid of all these lines, is if this low gets exceeded on the downside, and especially if it does a move like this, and then it starts to do this, even at this point over here, we can do some further analysis to really narrow down the price and the time, because we have some more valuable information, but we don't have that right now. So there you have it. There you have it. Ethereum merge. What do you think? What do you think the price is going to tank? Do you think it's going to explode to the upside? We just have to wait and see. So normally I read a quote from my book, which you can now also download for free. Got some great value in there, mainly around mindset of getting your head right, just to set yourself up for success. So I'm going to do one off the top of my head, a quote. I like certain quotes that have served me really, really well, over decades. And one of them is, we're going to go with Buddha today. We're going to go with Buddha. This is not in my book. Oh, is it in my book? I don't think it's in my book, because I normally start the chapter with a quote. Is this: you and your world are composed of your thoughts. The wise person controls their thoughts. Now, most people don't realize when it comes to trading, whether it's crypto or any other financial market, 90% of the game is mental, because you have to be consistent. And there's human emotions called fear and greed. And we operate 95% as unconscious beings. It's been proven beyond doubt from the Freudian days, from Yale University, neuro-linguistic programming. There's just tons of evidence that said, look, we operate 95% unconsciously. So then if Buddha says, you and your world are composed of your thoughts, he's not referring to your conscious thoughts. He's actually referring to your unconscious thoughts. So we want to take control of that life-forming process by reprogramming the mind and just being aware of what thoughts are coming in, what thoughts are going out in terms of what you're talking, what you're listening to. Are you watching the news and getting corrupted with viruses? Because if you and your world are composed of your thoughts and you're just letting any thoughts in, that means your life is being composed of these thoughts. That's a bit of deep philosophy, right? But how does that link to trading and your trading? Well, you're a human being and you want to set yourself up for success. So knowing things like the trend is your friend, ride it until its end, until it reaches its bend, drill it in. It's all about probabilities and consistencies. We can never know what's going to happen. But as you saw today, we're just stacking the odds. We're going, momentum indicates Ethereum is likely to be down. Pattern, price, time ratios indicates down. And then even if we look at the fundamentals of, buy the rumors, sell the news, well, the Ethereum merge is coming, and it's an uncertain time. So what we're probably going to see is probably a bit more move to the upside, a sell-off over the next couple of weeks that's supported with the technicals. But then once it's a successful merge, man, the hype's going to be real. The hype's going to be just solid. And we're probably going to see the facts drive the market to the next level. And that's also lining up with the technicals as well. So you and your world are composed of your thoughts. The wise person controls their thoughts. So be wise and start controlling your thoughts.